the Salamander, is all fired up to review this episode of One Piece, episode 703. And goddamn, man, One Piece hasn't been this good for quite a while. It brings a tear to my eye. But anyway, get serious. These past episodes, we've been diving into Law's past, and I mean, it's not. I think Law's past is pretty bad, but I just don't feel that emotionally like connected as the other members. But it is still quite a tragic story, don't get me wrong. But since we are getting such an in-depth look at Law's story, this further questions, will we get Law to be part of Stra's crew? Because think about it, 2 Ds in the same crew, that will be freaking amazing. I don't think I've ever heard of that even being possible in the One Piece universe. I don't think that's ever happened before. So in this episode, we get quite a lot of information and details, not only about Cora-San, not only about Law, but also about the term D. What does the D mean? What does it stand for? And why is it so feared? Why did Gold Roger, why does Luffy, why does Law have D in their name? And today we find out that the D was told throughout the Celestial Dragons, and they're known as the Destroyer of Gods, the Celestial Dragons' worst enemy. So that explains why they are so feared, and why they are such a whenever they are mentioned, there's always that tension, there's always that fear of the D coming back. So now we find out that back in the day they were the sworn enemy of the Celestial Dragons, and they still are, but they're less known, they're more secret, but there are still many of them. So that begs the question, how many do they have? How many D people with the name D do they have in the world? And the group, the revolutionary army that Dragon is assembling, would it have more Ds within their group? Is this why Dragon is attacking the Celestial Dragons? Because he's also collecting the Ds to help stand against the Celestial Dragons? Because they will be the destroyers of the world, the destroyer of the gods. So obviously that means they're gonna put a stop to whatever the Celestial Dragons are doing. They're gonna like destroy the world as they know it. Not destroy the world literally. They probably mean destroy the world as it is now, how corrupt it is and shit like that. But now this begs the question, what was the past between Celestial Dragons and the Ds? I mean, what went on within their history? Why are these so secret? Now obviously we see that the Celestial Dragons are clearly like the victorious type of clan, whatever they're called, because obviously they rule the world right now. So the Ds probably didn't really win a war, or probably like started getting assassinated and shit back in the day. So the Ds are probably like back from the old times. The Ds were probably what's the word, slaughtered, or they just lost a big giant war, which probably is the reason why there aren't that many Ds today, and why the Celestial Dragons are winning, and why they are controlling the world. Okay, now we get now that we got the details of the D covered, now let's talk about Cora-San. I mean, flipping out, man, this guy, he trusted Law with everything, which was a stupid move to make, since you know he's a kid who wants to kill everything within this world. But once he found out that his name had the D, which was quite an epic reveal by the way, he had no choice but to tell him to get away from Doflamingo. But once we find out all this information about D, all this information is coming from Cora-San, he reveals that he is also a devil fruit user. That is why he can talk while being silent, and why he makes no noise at all. So this also begs the question, how did he become a devil fruit user, and why did and like what can these devil fruit powers do? We also learn about his past. He was formerly a navy recruit. We do not know his ranks, but clearly he is very trusted within the high ranks, and is currently in a secret mission with Doflamingo. And this is probably why this makes it kind of clear of why Doflamingo killed his own brother. Okay, maybe he did get pissed by the fact that he can't talk, but surely that is not enough for Doflamingo to kill his own brother. The reason Doflamingo will probably kill his brother is because he finds out that he is truly with the Navy. And even though Cora-San says that he's not really with the Navy, it's kind of obvious, to be honest. Like, I mean, like even though his heart might not be with the Navy because he knows it's corrupt, he probably feels like what Doflamingo is doing is wrong, and what the Navy is trying to do is right at the time. So he knows, and Doflamingo sees this as betraying him, so he kills his brother as in anger of what he has done. What else do we have? We have Law's. Oh god! I ain't gonna lie, it got me teary when Law was visiting the hospitals and everyone just denied him. It was funny as well, but it was just seeing Cora-San's reaction, seeing Law's tears, just that comedy and that little tearful event was the perfect clash. And then we finally see why Law finally got around to liking Cora-San. It's because he's probably the first ever person since that tragic incident to shed tears for Law, to feel sorry for Law, to pity Law, to like what he's basically feeling sorry for Law. Basically, that's really it. But think about it, Law probably hasn't gotten this kind of treatment since he escaped from the island. I mean, he's probably seen as an outcast. So seeing this person finally accepting him, to feel sorry for him, that truly means a lot to him, obviously. And that is the reason why he started calling him Cora-San and started liking him and shit. And why obviously he wants to kill Doflamingo. But I gotta say, he was such a snake when he tried to rat out Cora-San. I mean, flipping out, man. That was a snaky move, Lord. But anyway, that's really all we get from this episode. We see a tear-jerking scene with Cora-San feeling sorry for Law, which was really heart-wrenching. And then we see a resume of Doflamingo versus Law and Luffy. We hear a scream at the end, but you never know with anime. It's probably just Luffy didn't want both of them to clash, because if Luffy dodged, probably that guy Bellamy would have died. So that's probably the reason he didn't dodge and took the attack. So I don't know where this fight is gonna head, you know, because I don't know in the manga, but apparently the manga is still concentrating around Doflamingo. So who knows how long this fight is gonna last, or if there's gonna be like a part 2 to this fight where maybe they split up and shit, and maybe they fight in a different location. So it's kind of hard to see where this fight's gonna go, because right now it seems like they really don't have that much of a chance. Sure, Doflamingo's weakened from Luffy's hit, but come on, it's not gonna do much. But anyway, this is Salamander signing out. This was an incredible episode. I really had a lot of fun, and I'll see you guys next time.